Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Sames, and today I would like to talk about sexual harassment of young women on social media. The EEOC, or the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, defines sexual harassment as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. The keyword in this definition is unwelcome. Sexual conduct is unwelcome when the person subjected to that sexual contact considers it to be unwelcome. Sexual harassment occurs in settings such as the workplace, schools, and even in public spaces. As technology is growing and time is going by, sexual harassment is affecting young women more and more frequently on social media. According to a study conducted by Pew Research Center regarding the number of Americans who have experienced online harassment, 4 in 10 Americans have experienced sexual harassment in an online setting. If you would, think about the gravity of that stat for just a moment. The fact that 40% of people living in the United States have been victims of sexual harassment, with more than 60% of people having witnessed it. More severe encounters of online harassment, including sexual harassment, have become more common compared to 2017. For Americans experiencing online sexual harassment, 5% experienced sexual harassment in 2014, 6% in 2017, and 11% in 2020. This means that the amount of people who have been sexually harassed and reported it doubled in just 6 years. With the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19, organizations have been forced to move to remote work. This sudden increase in digital usage is both positive and negative. On one hand, online apps allow global contact between countries and even continents. People can also receive information quickly when they're online. However, on the other hand, an increase of people online has led to an increase in cases of online sexual harassment. According to a poll conducted by the ICRW, or the International Center for Research on Women, online sexual harassment has increased by 35% on Twitter since the beginning of COVID-19. That is illustrated in the chart on the right. This sudden surge in online sexual harassment has affected women more than men. In fact, an online survey found that 81% of women and 43% of men have experienced sexual harassment in their lifetimes. That means that double the amount of women have experienced sexual harassment compared to men. The 3 steps that I believe would be most beneficial for young women to follow in order to decrease cases of online sexual harassment, or at least shed light on the subject, are understanding, realizing, and reporting. In order for young women to realize that they are being harassed online sexually, they need to first understand what sexual harassment is. Once again, sexual harassment can be defined as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. Young women sometimes do not realize that they are even being sexually harassed. They may view online sexual advances as flattering, due to the fact that social media makes young women believe that they need to act and learn to take a compliment and look a certain way. Movies depicting women as damsels in distress are especially damaging because they depict women as weak and, quote, needing to be saved. Young women must go against these societal views and constructs. Women are not objects to be trifled with, but are strong and independent. Another reason why young women sometimes do not report online sexual harassment is because they do not want to stand out. Going back to a previous statistic, more than 60% of people have witnessed sexual harassment. If someone witnessed you being sexually harassed and did not speak out, would you feel hurt, angry, betrayed, even ostracized? I know I would feel isolated and alone. Reporting instances of sexual harassment is essential to eventually stopping the increase of online sexual harassment. Everyone should be a mandated reporter. I have not yet met a single woman my age who has not at least once received an unsolicited dick pic, a picture sent by a man of their penis, usually sent on social media platforms such as Snapchat or Instagram. This is a common form of online sexual harassment that women as young as 13 years old experience in their daily lives. I have also known a ton of young women who have been pestered by people to send them nudes or naked pictures of themselves. In an unwelcome manner, while they're being pestered, this is yet another example of sexual harassment that occurs daily. One of the many ways in which social media becomes a platform for online sexual harassment is through the comments section and direct messenger or DMs. To give everyone a feeling of how real this problem really is, I decided to compile a series of screenshots in which young women share their stories about how they've been sexually harassed on social media, and some comments in there as well. So the one says, "Girl turned 18 and went super girly. Never thought you had such huge ... and then a throw up emoji." The other one all the way on the right is another comment and has a bunch of throwing up emojis, and it says, "You look better as a man." These were both comments under a woman's page, and just really, really shows how cruel people can be in comments. So here are some messages that women have received that they have shared. So a message from a man named Steve: "Wanna suck my blank." The woman says no. The man says, "Suit yourself, you're a blank. Please be assured that I will be laughing at sharing your messages. You said law degree, huh? But your tit size is bigger than your emotional IQ, so how can you be a lawyer?" Doesn't make any sense, but... "Damn, you're really cute. Let me eat your cake while you're still in Gothenburg." That one was sent to a young woman, a very young woman. How to be a woman on the internet. How to Be a Woman on the Internet is a guide that writer and illustrator Aubrey Hirsch published to point out how women have to watch what they say and dare to do online due to the prevalence of online sexual harassment. The first part to being a woman on the internet is, if you can help it, don't be a woman on the internet. The unfortunate truth is that 47% of the women that have been reported to being harassed online said they were targeted because of their gender. Women are more likely than men to be severely harassed online, including forms of harassment such as sexual harassment, stalking, and physical threats. The second part to being a woman on the internet is, if you have to be a woman on the internet, be heterosexual, cisgender, and gender conforming. A study conducted by Ditch the Label of 10 million social media posts found that more than 1 in 10 posts were transphobic. The third part to being a woman on the internet is, if you can't be heterosexual, sexual, cisgender, and gender conforming, be white. Studies have shown that Hispanic and Black people are 3 times more likely to be harassed online than white people. Women on the internet have to be smart, careful, guarded, and stingy because you never know who's watching. Quote, "Being a woman on the internet is hard, but so is being a woman everywhere else." Although this thread contained elements of satire, I believe it was important to include in this presentation because it shows how hard society really is on women and how people mistreat women. Some of the statistics on the right say 81% of women have experienced sexual harassment. 1 in 6 women have been the victim of an attempted or completed rape in her lifetime. 1 in 4 women have experienced intimate partner violence. 88% of women have been victims of sexual harassment. This was taken from the summary section of an article titled "You're Not Powerless in the Face of Online Harassment" by Victoria Vilk. It includes the steps that need to be taken if you or someone you know is being harassed online. Remember that you are not powerless. There are concrete steps you can take to defend yourself and others around you. First, understand what's happening. If you're being critiqued or insulted, you can choose to refute it or just let it go. But if you're being harassed, naming what you're experiencing not only signals that it's an actual, tangible problem, but can also help you communicate with allies, employers, and law enforcement. Next, be sure to document. If you report online abuse and succeed in getting it taken down, you could lose valuable evidence. Save emails, voicemails, and texts. Take screenshots on social media and copy direct links wherever possible. Finally, and most importantly, assess your safety. If you're being made to feel physically unsafe in any way, trust your instincts. While police may not always be able to stop the abuse, and not all authorities are equally well trained in dealing with this form of abuse, at the very least, you're creating a record that could be useful later and could be helpful to other women. During Media Literacy Week, the last day is ACT. As young media users, we must start the trend of speaking up when something is wrong and is happening to ourselves or others. It's all right to stand out and be different. The more people begin to speak up and report, the sooner the cases of online sexual harassment decline. And that is the goal of today's presentation, to ACT. Thank you for your time.